Hello and welcome to another edition of Akashic Insights Weekly. We're looking at the week of 23rd to 29th of May, so penultimate week of May and just a couple of days after this, the end of May. I'm your host Jen Deshen of jendeshen.com and Akashic Swan Guidance, and I'm using the Illuminating Journey Cards that I created with the guidance of the Akashic Records. First card is Soul Portal 24. This is a portal that shows up for quite often and then doesn't show up, and here it is again. So for me, this is a reminder of the lushness of the promise of what's available to us. And because we see things from our singular perspective, which is the way it's meant to be, it's part of our growth, our soul growth, the journey we're on, the pilgrimage we're experiencing is to see what is around us from a different point of view. So as we heal one part of who we are, our perspective widens, so we get to see things from a different perspective. And this is what this card is talking about. It's also a 6, which relates to our year. The 2 and 4 are the exact numbers because we have 2022, so 2 and then 22, 4, and that makes a 6. So it's very clear that this year is giving us a new perspective. But again, just because we're being offered something doesn't make it real. What makes something real is the fact that when we're offered something, that we're willing to accept that offer and go, oh, thank you, let me have a look, let me, see my life from a new perspective. And it's something that is easier for us to, as humans in our conditioning, it's certainly easier just to stay where we are. It's easy to just repeat what we've heard. Things never change. I'm never going to be able to do something, whatever our story is. And then when we're presented with something, we have to be willing to go, okay, let me see beyond what I've seen. Let me get closer to something that's different, instead of making excuses for why we can't. And wherever you are, you are. However, I have seen with myself that I can feel like it's impossible for me to change, or impossible for things to change, unless I'm curious about it, unless I'm willing to go, okay, maybe there is something different here. Maybe if I get clear about what I want, what I desire, or where I'm going with my life or my choices, it'll be easier to shift my perspective. And of course, all of these things require our attention and our focus and our willingness to make that effort that's required, and not get bogged down in the idea that it takes effort, but to get more connected to the idea of what's available to us. And so how do we want to engage in what's available? This card is just such a lush, joyful, inviting experience, in the sense of it's almost like we're being called into paradise. But even if we were all presented with paradise, we may not all see it as paradise. Some people may go, oh my goodness, look at all those insects, and somebody else may go, wow, look at the shape of the clouds. And in fact, even like here, it always feels like I see like a unicorn coming out of the bowl, this figure riding the unicorn. It's this opening, the blossoming of something impossible, something magical that wants to come through. And the figure here, that smile on her face, like she knows this is part of the journey, is finding that juicy place to engage with this life, with the potential of what is possible. All the marigolds, just so much is here if we're willing to maybe close our eyes for a moment and see something we've never seen before. See through eyes that have never seen, that are looking at the world with wonder and going, oh, I, I see the potential, and I want to open my heart, my being to this potential, as opposed to thinking it's not available for me. So that was a 6, and now we have another 6. 15, 1 and 5 is 6. So fascinating that we're having another 6. So a repetition of the 6s with the soul portal from the 24 to the 15. Often when I see this card, I think about this idea of how dreams are realized. When we have an idea, when we have a desire, it's like we're in the depth, the cave of creation. But nothing gets created without a choice of some kind, without kind of, these are the creations, the opportunities rising. Which are the things that we're going to kind of help to rise up so that they can move out of the cave into reality? So what are we feeding here? What are we willing to engage in and invite in and expand? Again, very much heart energy, very much about what we're doing to have a different experience. Many of us feel like we have to police others or carry the burdens of others. I feel like these cards are telling us, and there's a lot of green here, a lot of heart-based energy, that it's okay to let go of needing to carry the burden for others. So while others are having a different experience, we cannot be carrying their weight for them. They have to. So if somebody says, no, there's nothing hopeful about this, we can agree that that's their opinion, but to try to persuade them that no, there really is a lot of hope here is a waste of time. It's much better to just get involved in being who you are, doing what you need to do so that you are moving the needle, and then perhaps they will somehow see the light or whatever it is, see the cracks and go, oh yeah, I see there's some potential. If you can do it, why can't I? Or maybe they'll never see it. But we can't constantly or continue to kind of hold ourselves back hoping for other people to catch up with us. It's just like, okay, I'm going to let you do whatever you do, be whoever you are, but I need to be who I am. I need to move forward. And so I feel like this is very much the energy of this time, that each of us has to go, okay, I've done as much as I can to kind of encourage people to take the leap or do whatever it is, or carry their burdens, and now I'm just going to have to put their burdens down. I'm just going to have to leave them here and go and take care of what is mine to do. Now obviously if you have young children or people who, animals, they can't do that, but anyone else can certainly take care of themselves or find their own path, right? You can give them the tools to find their path, but you can't find their path for them. And so it's, yes, what's your path? What's yours to do? What is the what you need to see and allow, and then bring forth from your heart, rising. Let the bubbles of what's true for you rise and move out into the world to be filled with the energy of potential and light. It almost feels like this figure on the cave is playing ball here. It's like, bumping the ball of opportunity out into the gateway. And then we have a 1. So we've moved from 2 6s to 1, the 1 soul portal, which has shown up quite often. The greens, we're moving into the pinks. Very much that part, the high heart, the thymus, the part that fills us or fills our dreams. It's like this is the part that really is encouraging us to remember our dreams, or to investigate our dreams or desires, and to follow that. So the green is the match here. The rider, is that you? Is that the dream? Is that your desire? Is this the thing you're here to contribute or to bring forward? Riding into that energy, following the energy of the sword, allowing that energy to shoot through into the cloud of the unknown and to begin to expand the potential, to bring the potential within you that has been dormant alive. So you're being called in to contribute. You're being called to duty. You're being called to um, take the brave step of moving away from what's familiar, moving away from carrying the burdens of others or from denying yourself what is true, into this is what I truly want, this is what I'm being called to do, and this is what I'm going to do. So it's that calling in, the 6-6, it's that opening your heart, the awareness of being of service in the world with love, and then going, okay, that's what's mine to do. That singular focus of lifting ourselves up, so that through the energy of lifting ourselves up into what feels more juicy, loving, divine, and grounded, so that we can truly make it real, right? Bring it to life, honor it, serve in a whole new way, be connected in life with the expanded energy of our physical, mental, emotional, and physical, mental, whatever, all four. Emotional, physical, spiritual, and mental energies, like getting behind that fully, on board, on the horse, on the way, doing this, bringing this potential to life. So that's what we have this week. It feels very destined, as well as very available, very open. However, we do need to take action. We need to move towards what is it like to be part of the collective, but not be drowning in the burdenness of being in the collective, which is where a lot of our energy has been. Like, we've got to carry all these people, we've got to make everything right for others. But all that does is get us trapped in, trying to escape, but we really need to find that clarity and certainty so that we can move and clear the path so others can follow. And that's the time we're in. So wishing you an amazing week, and I will see you soon. And I'm Jen Duchenne of jendushen.com.